What's up, Rockstars? I'm here to show off a service and some cool minis that sadly I missed on the crowdfunding. However, there is a way to get them for yourself. More on that in just a moment. Okay, so what is this? This is Trench Crusade. Trench Crusade is the new hotness for the tabletop miniature war gaming, kind of skirmish gaming. I guess you don't have a whole lot of minis to make a faction. It's more the it's not like a war, like an army thing. Really cool. It was on Kickstarter, raised millions, did very well, and I missed it. And I'm really sad I did. However, Only Games, and they're going to be linked down below, offers a printing service where they actually are like official people that can do this. They're actually a offshoot of My Mini Factory, and all they do is print amazing minis and send them off. Now, as you can see, this is like fairly official in that it's got like its own little box. It has like a little blurb in the back and everything. Like, this is like a legit official way to get it. And I'm super excited because these minis look really cool. I'm excited to see what the miniature printing quality is from Only Games. I am an average printer, I would say. I have a Mars 2 Pro, and I buy a pretty good Soraya Tech, I believe, like their metal gray or whatever. I like it. It's a good plastic, but I hate prints that don't work. And so I put pretty hardcore supports there, and so there is a lot of cleanup for me. I'm interested to see what they have here. So as somebody who 3D prints, as somebody who is focused on miniatures, and who has dealt with a lot of these kind of shipped 3D printed minis before, I'm really curious to see what the quality is here. So I'll be diving into that. And again, this is all linked below. Feel free to take a look there. It is an affiliate link, so I appreciate your support. If you are able to get these minis and use that link, then that, of course, is beneficial. So, all right, now with this, I will say right away, I like that it's not a box per. I'm really happy about that. And I do like the theme. Just the fact that this is not in some like plastic, like Hot Wheels kind of thing, right? That's what a lot of them come in. Or a generic box. I've even seen like a wooden box. Those are kind of cool, but just the theme in general on this is awesome. And I could totally see you putting like, dice or anything like that. You can just use this. I mean, it's a little storage thing. So that's really cool. I dig that. Individually wrapped, that's nice too. Obviously, there's some care that got put in here. Got to make sure to have my little pointy sticker. We're going to zoom into these minis as well. So let me actually zoom in just a little bit. Now, it's going to be a little bit, and the reason is because I don't want to go out of camera or out of focus or anything like that. That's what I'm going to try. I also dimmed the light a little bit just so it's not quite so bright. Okay, let's start with the big one, huh? What's in here? So they have several different packages. They have all the different, it's essentially just the Kickstarter is just you can get it printed and sent to you. They are based in the UK, so keep that in mind. My understanding, I actually went ahead and looked through reviews and everything, is the quality is good and everything, but if you're US based, just know that it takes a little bit to ship, of course. All right, so we got a kind of generic base here. This is actually a quite nice one, though. I like that it's flayed out. I do prefer that over the straight-edged ones. That are like completely vertical. No branding or anything on the inside, but plenty of space for magnet or anything like that if you want, and then that slight texture. This is actually really good. I also don't really see, right here is where the plastic kind of came out, right? Or, where from the mold to make this. So the edge is like really smooth too. That's actually really nice. Like even just the base. All right, now here is the first one. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's see here. The fact that it actually is all here, already great. Like that's already really good. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit more for you guys and really work on staying on here. That'll be my put it there. Okay. So the plastic, I don't know what plastic they use. The resin. I don't know what resin they use. But it's really good. I also don't know their printer, but it must be really nice. This is better than I can print. I can tell you that right now. There is like no layer lines or anything here. It just looks great. There's a little bit of support, as you can see on the bottom. Even then, they were really tiny supports. It is a little bit of a nub thing, so you may want to trim that down a little bit, but nothing too bad there at all. I do see some like strains, some like scrapes or whatever, but that won't show up at all. It's just kind of white. But again, when you prime it and paint it, that's not actually like, it's like completely superficial. I'm not seeing anything there. There's a little bit of like support or plastic resin kind of, you know, almost, yeah. I would almost have said this is cast resin, poured resin, and not 3D printed if it wasn't for these actually. And you can see there's a little bit down on the bottom here as well. Overall, amazing print quality. Like I'm actually impressed with how little cleanup this is going to need. Very, very little. This broken bell looks amazing. It looks super cool there. Again, a little bit of a support still left there, not much. I see some more of that kind of white there, but again, nothing too bad here. This is really well made, sculpt-wise as well, because they actually like made this solid. So you have the chains, but at the same time, it's rigid. It's fine. You know, you're not going to like break it or anything like that. The spacing here is great. As you can see, there's actually a few supports still there. Couple. This is pretty typical. You know, they go through a lot of these. I'm sure they're making a lot of these. I know this is a really popular game right now, and I do hope to kind of tell you my opinion on it. Overall design, again, really, really nice. These aren't too thick or anything like that. This is filled here. It is a little... Now, again, when it's actually on the base, it's not going to be too bad, right? Because like this is how you're going to see it, right? But it does kind of bulge out here, which is kind of interesting because I don't really think there's a need for that. I think it could have been a little bit more concave and been fine. I think, I guess what I'm saying is it could have been like straight if nothing else, right? This could still build off of it, so it doesn't need supports or anything like that. But here's another support there. If I can take it off, man. I would have thought this would have popped right off, but it is not. Probably because it's now through the curing. There we go. There's most of it. This is nice. Very good thickness here. Yeah, this is cool. Now the character itself, right? Let's talk about Trench Crusade here. Obviously awesome, right? I mean, there's some crazy minis. One of the main artists here, if I'm not mistaken, worked on Path of Exile 2. So if you know that game, the ARPG kind of computer game, that is you can kind of see a little bit of that here. These are like sharp, by the way, like legitimately sharp. Crazy. The piece in here really good as well. Yeah, it's just a cool mini. Very, very cool. I love the like cross right there on the face. Just this like super zealot here. Spacing here looks great. Yeah, honestly, really impressed. Very cool. Already a good start there, I would say. Very, very neat. All right, I'll lay him down here. Let's go on to the next one. Now, I have not, as you can see, this is still like taped, and it's actually not even taped. It's like stickied, which is kind of cool. That's kind of interesting. So you guys are seeing exactly how it was sent to me. So there you go. And again, I am US based, so that's a long shipment, right? So so far, so good. Now there are more pieces here. Let's see how this ended up. I believe this is on purpose, though. All right, so we got a whole bunch of bits here. Whole bunch. All right. Now, I don't know the game enough to know, is this stuff you can customize, or what does that look like here? I don't know, because there's like little tiny shields and stuff like this that you can get there. Okay, I think that's everything in there. So a whole bunch here. I'm going to have to build these. So I'll do that. I will say these smaller ones actually on the base have a place for a magnet even. So it is a little bit of a different style base. And actually, if you look at this, it is a different style base. So do you see the texture here? And then do you see the texture here? Right? Different textures. So yeah, this one's a lot rougher, right? Comparatively. It looks like they are all like that though. I will have to glue some of these together and let you know. But for now, I'm actually just going to look at the pieces. Now, there are little bits like this. Don't worry about that. That is just like support stuff. Like I not that I can really pick it up, but it's there. I promise. All right, so we got a few pieces here. Again, looks great. This is a really solid resin too. It is not very flexible. Oh, actually, it's pretty flexible. So here you can see a little bit of give there, right? So quite robust in that sense. I don't know if they're putting the, I can't even think of it right now. I don't know if it's tenacity. I think it's tenacious. Put like 10% of that. Wow, cool detail. It looks like they are they all unique? I think they might be, or is that the same? No, that is not. That's a different pose. Okay, so they're all different here. So that'll be cool. And then I'm seeing different swords and stuff like that. Again, this is looking really good. There is a little bit of a bend there. So yeah, definitely bendy, especially when it's this skinny. But again, you can bend that right back. That'll be fine. Cool. Yeah, all of this actually really cool that they're all separate like this. You know, so you can, I mean, again, I don't know which one does which, right? But I don't think that's that one. Which one does this go to? Need some instructions. No, not quite. One of the thicker sized ones. Not that one, at least I don't think. Oh, that looks close though. Anyway, something like that, right? And then we have, again, these little tiny, look at these little shields. I think these are the kind that you put on like the shoulder, right? I don't know what that's called. You know what I'm talking about though? So you got a whole bunch of those. Here's a different kind here with a little support on it. Crazy. Yeah, all of this is totally fine. And then I don't know what these are for. But that's their face. So here are their heads or helmets right here. Just crazy. So yeah, it'd be like that. Very cool. All right, that'll be fun to build. And again, oh, look at this. So you can kind of see how they did it there. Here they are attached. Very fun. Okay, well, I got some building to do. So you can still customize them too. That's actually pretty cool. All right, we're gonna skip those for now. Again, I'll go back. I'll build a couple. Always putty them together, and then show them off at the end. But for now, I'm excited to keep going. So let's see what this next one is. I do like the little pouch thing that they're doing here. So far, nothing broken, which is pretty cool. Now this person did get a very bent plate, but again, not too hard, not too bad. And you can always do the like hot water treatment if you need to, where you get essentially some hot water. It just needs to be like steaming, doesn't need to be boiling or anything crazy like that, just hot. You put the mini in there, it softens up the plastic, the resin, whatever, and then you have another bowl that's like ice water, right? So just ice with water in it, and you like hold it to the shape that you want, like that, and then you dunk it in the cold, and then it kind of sets like that. So that's the best way I know to do that. Otherwise, you can just kind of play with it, and just give it some TLC, but it'll kind of keep wanting to bend for a while, and so you'll have to do that for a little bit, but that's certainly viable as well. Looking at this, now that we have a mini again, there's a little bit of support here, nothing too bad. Great print quality. Again, you can see some of the supports just ever so slightly, right? Nothing too bad there. The sword, once I straighten it, will be really good thickness-wise, like great. And this is one of the things where you can get resin that doesn't bend as much. But at the same time, all that means is if they hadn't, this maybe would have been a break versus actually having a normal sword. So overall, that's good there. The gun detail, by the way, incredible. Looks really good. And again, I'm surprised none of this is broken. All the little armor things here look great. The little slit for the eyes and the helmet thing looks awesome. Love the little cape here. Just very cool. Very cool. And again, that would just kind of, looks like actually the blade might touch the ground on this one. Yes, it does. So you can always glue it on that way as well, so it's a little bit straighter. And maybe you don't even have to then do anything. You just need a little dollop of glue there. Put some texture paint on the base. You're good to go. All right, very cool. Very cool. That is one box. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's keep going. Some of these are heavier than others, which is kind of funny. All right, so I got 1, 2 in here. Let me try to be a little clean here. Let's do this one first. Why not? All right. So, again, this came with a separate piece here by the looks of it. Or did it break? Hard to tell. I'm assuming it's not supposed to necessarily be separated, but it looks like a pretty easy fix here as well. I'm assuming this went like this. So this one did snap a little bit. I'm assuming, I don't know exactly which way it's supposed to go, but I think it goes some way. I'll have to look. Either way, this will go, I think, is it like that? Is it like that? I think it's like that. I think that is how it's supposed to be. So, and this obviously then straight as well. So it is a little bendy. So again, the hot water treatment, do it just fine. I'm going to straighten that out just to show you kind of what it looks like. Again, nothing too hard there, but eventually that'll be straight like that. And then this would be probably facing down like that, right? Okay, now that being said, love the style of this one a whole lot. I love the kind of outstretched arm there with this like scroll work. It even has like the wax seal right here. Super cool to see. Love the different kind of cross work here and all the bells. There's a ton of bells back here. There are some extra like supports and stuff like that, so you're gonna see that. But again, very easy just to kind of. Oh man, maybe not. So I would actually use a knife. You know, like one of these, right? To trim that, probably be a little bit easier. It's so flexible, and now that it's you know, it's got the UV light and everything to set it. Because yeah, there's some here, there's one here, a couple there, nothing too bad. This chainmail here looks fantastic. Really like that. I love the little, like none of the armor is perfect either. There's like a little, you know, battle damage already. Facial features came out good. Now, they obviously have one of those, you know, really good cleaners. Like I use like a pickling jar, you know, to get the liquid resin off. But every now and then, especially with like crevices and stuff like that, you can still get some little resin in there. I don't see anything like that. These are cleaned extremely well, which is nice. I dig that. Yeah, you see how this is flat? That's what I expected the other one to be. Kind of interesting that it wasn't. Yeah, just a tiny little bit of support. Nothing too major there. Again, even battle damage on here. Even the cloth isn't perfect here. These bells look fantastic, by the way. I love the little rim here. And then how they kind of are hanging down there. It means it prints really well, which is nice. The rope here, by the way, it looks great too. And again, once this is straight, that's going to be cool too because it's got really cool texture on it. Very cool. All right. So again, I will fix that one. But that is our first break. And I've looked at like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 8. There was one minor breakage. And again, one of the nice things about resin is it breaks completely clean. When you glue it, you will not be able to tell there was any difference at all. Nothing. That is the benefit of resin. All right. Let's see what we got here. Man, this is like really sealed. There we go. Oh, we got a whole bunch of pieces again for these guys. I'll have to keep them separate. That's fun. They get stuck on the little, the sticky part. All the little shields. That's hilarious. Okay. All right, looks like we might just have, I think, more of the same. I think so, yes. Okay, so we got 2 groups of these guys is what we got. So I'm still going to keep them a little separate. But that's what that is. It's 2 groups of them. All right, I'll move those shields up there. Move these up here. Okay. Next box. See what we got. All right. Out you go. All right. So here we have, looks like another break here. Potentially. So it looks like this probably went this way. I'm assuming, oh, I don't really know now. Anyway, something like that, right? And then this on the other way. I'm assuming something around there like that. But I'll glue them and then we'll take a look at them. Now the base here is very interesting because I don't know what all that is. I mean, it's just a base, so it doesn't matter, but it looks like he was glued on there. Somebody was glued on there or something, because you even have like a little bare spot there. I'm not exactly sure. All right, so I'll glue that on again, and we'll take a look. So again, one of the nice things, I'll show you that real quick. When it comes to resin, is if it does break, completely clean. In fact, I don't think that's a break. This looks intentional. Like I'm I'm serious. I'm not exactly sure that is. This might just be totally fine. Dude, look at that shield. Crazy. All the hands and junk, that is wild. These supports, I swear. There we go. Very cool. Wow, you see like the little tiny candles there? Painting that would be so freaking cool. All right. Again, I'll put him together. Dude, that one looks fun. I want to look at that in more detail. Okay. And then we have another one here. Oh, two of them here. That's right, I remember these guys. Okay. So again, even smaller now. And this one has Eve model base on it. So yet another type of base here. And it's a little different. It's kind of one of those swirly ones. And here, do have two. And again, all unique sculpts here. These guys are like all like barely clothed. This guy looks like he's got like a bomb strapped to him, which is crazy. Now, this actually, to me, does look like a break. Now, nothing here needs to be perfect, right? So at least for this, that's fine. But I'm not seeing the piece for it, but you can see right there. Right? Looks like there's a break there. So just a small one. All right. The holes here look fantastic on the head. Super cool. I like the little padlock in the back. All the chains on them. Just crazy. I don't even know what this is. It's like to like set off the bomb or something. What's going on there? I don't know. They like don't even have weapons, which is just wild. Very cool. Again, love the running pose. Good contact. And again, very minimal supports showing up here. A little bit on the bottom of the foot there. So when he gets glued on, totally fine. Now this one, again, because it's a different base, does have a little bit of clean up there. Done. That's all you gotta do. But it was there. Okay, let's look at the other one. This one's cool. So he's like, his hands are like literally stuck in there, which is super awesome. Like that's crazy. Again, it looks like he got some kind of like shields on the side, I guess. So he's a little protected there. Again, the holes on the helmet, awesome. The spikes are like legitimately sharp, no joke. And again, you got that kind of bomb too. I don't know if these are like kamikaze dudes or if they plant that or what, but that is wild. Super cool. The hands look great, by the way. Great detail there. Okay, there we go. There's them. Final box. This is a heavy one, by the way. I saved the heaviest one for last. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, man. This This is a big one. It's just one big mini. I'm actually glad they sent this because I wanted to show the scale here, right? So obviously a much bigger base here, right? Very, very big here. So we could see kind of everything that they do. I was curious, yeah, how the pieces would end up with this guy. So this is one that, I don't know, he's supposed to be separate. You got to build them, right? And so when you're building resin, by the way, just super glue. That's what you need. So here is just some like basing. Again, beautiful. It's got like a little symbol there stamped in, which is kind of cool. The debris on the rock, very, very cool. Love seeing that. Looks awesome. And then you have, here's the like torso. Now again, this would cost so much if it was like Games Workshop. So the fact that it's like this nice 3D print here is really, really cool. So here are the arms. I think that's backwards though. I think it goes this way. I know anatomy. Just like that. Again, this is going to be so cool. And I don't know if that means that you can like kind of custom move it. That would be freaking sweet. And it looks like, oh my gosh, the detail on this, like, so good. Really crisp details. Looks great. I love the like hanging, like it looks like a dog or something like that. Just crazy. So again, then this would go, you know, kind of like this, right? So then that would go in there. So again, don't have it finished yet, right? But then there's a thing on the back by the looks of it. So you got all these like pipes and junk. That again looks super cool. Looks like it goes in like that. Oh, perfect. See, all the pipes line up and stuff. Very, very cool. Loving it. Loving it. This is the first time I've actually seen layer lines is on the top of this one here, which makes sense because of the curvature of it. But you can see a little bit of layer line there. Wow. And again, once you actually prime it and then paint it, like that's even going to go away too. You don't have to worry about that at all. You see some of the supports in there. They printed a hollow, which is good. It means it's not too heavy. So when it falls, it doesn't just like break. And then you have at the end of one of the arms here, your Wheel of Death, which as you can see, there's a guy attached to it, right? Not doing too well there. Crazy, like doesn't have a face. Oh, it's a bag over his head. You can see his arm in the back there. Just crazy cool detail. The chains here look neat. They are filled in, which is kind of interesting. At the very end there, they are all filled in. And in fact, yeah, it looks like every other one is actually filled in. Now again, painted, it's going to look cool. You could always cut that out if you want. And then the head is just like a freaking, like there's no front or back to it, right? I will say these, very spiky, like legitimately spiky. And even that's like really sharp, but yeah, okay, I'm going to have to build them. I'm going to show you, okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and build them, and at least some of them, and then show off the final ones and give you my final impressions and thoughts and kind of talk about their service that they do. All right, we got this here, and it is awesome. I have built most of them, glued the parts that needed to. There are still a ton of these little shields things. I'll talk about them in a moment. I wanted to mention that Only Games is the like official like physical miniature seller of these. And what I mean by that is like literally if you go to the Trench Crusade web shop and you go to buy them and you click physical, you are taken to Only Games. They are really the ones that are making these minis. I would imagine that even if you see these in a store, often that's probably where they're actually printed from. So there was only one hiccup that I kind of have to talk through, but otherwise, this has been super cool, and especially some of the little bit of customizations. That was kind of cool. So we're going to start with this guy because he's freaking amazing. Now, you might notice a little bit of oddity. First of all, I need to re-glue. He's like kind of barely on here, so just bear with me. But right here and right here, there are supposed to be these like really cool looking just kind of like plate things. and they did not make it into the shipping box. So I apologize for that. They did kind of custom send this to me to show off to you guys and kind of talk through it and talk about the quality. And obviously I'm going to be real with you guys. So they did not include these. That being said, it's just like any other board game or anything like that you're missing. I'll contact them, they'll ship it, it'll be fine, and then I'll have those 2 pieces. My only worry is if I positioned this arm a little different than it is in the picture, because I like to kind of out more, and I like more connection points. So what I also did was glue it here, right? And in fact, even on this one, I also glued it here, just so they're even a little bit more secure, right? So you can pick them up by the arm, and they're going to be fine. That being said, dear Lord, is that sharp. So watch out there. Otherwise, though, incredible. Obviously, the detail, all the scuff marks, right? All the different stuff there. It's a cool size. It's not too heavy. The terrain, obviously, very neat. The dynamic pose, super cool. Again, the hanging dog. One thing I noticed there is the neck is split. As you can see, that's super neat. Nice little attention to detail there. I think that's really awesome. I'm assuming this is some kind of like picture frame thing or something like that. It'd be cool to like actually freehand something in there if you could, if you were talented more than me. All the different pipes and stuff look incredible, of course. I love that it's kind of in motion, that it's kind of coming over there, that it uses the terrain, and they included the terrain piece there. Just such a nice little tidbit there. Very, very cool. It looks cool from either side. I appreciate that as well. Often you're going to see it from one side or the other, not just in front, but what a cool mini. I love it. Very, very neat. Okay. We also finished this guy. Now, Trench Crusade, I believe World War One. I believe it's 1, not 2. So forgive me if I've just, committed a mortal sin. I apologize. Either way, that's why you see gas masks and stuff like this here. It's essentially like, what would happen if there was a world war and then like a gate to hell opened up, right? You'd have these like crazy ultra religious people and the crazy people that are like with the devil and all that stuff. You got to fight them and all that. So you can be, of course, either faction, and that's why you see a lot of the religious imagery here and stuff like that. Again, the weapons super dynamic, super cool, definitely amazing. This shield, again, incredible. The inside of it, all that's textured, of course. It looks perfect. It looks great. Just a crazy, unique look. I love all the different flowing robes and capes and stuff like that. Just looks so cool. The armor, all the different layered armor and stuff is very cool. Cool minis. All right. And we have this person here. Just wanted to kind of show the completed look here. Now, again, I haven't quite finished straightening this, but it would be just like that, right? And so very, very cool. Again, kind of be like that. Very, very neat. I don't know what this is. This is literally how it's supposed to be, but I'm no expert on what that's supposed to do. So if you know, let me know in the comments, of course. I'm kind of curious. I love the general body type of this guy because he is a little bit thicker, or she. I can't quite tell. I think it may be a lady. I love it. I love that it's a much thicker person. In fact, we're gonna go to the little like individual grunts here in a moment. And I wanted to kind of talk over that as well because they're different body types as well. And you guys know how much I love when miniatures are not just all the same body type. We're all built differently, and I love that. Okay, so these are not quite complete. Like I said, there are a bunch of these, and they typically like go on the side, all right, kind of like that, right? Is typically how they are, right? Something like that on the arms. Now, I didn't glue those on quite yet, but there's different kinds, right? So we have some that are like you can't see that. It's so small. They're so tiny. Like that, right? Now there's some extra little bits there, but you see it's more of a pointy shield, right? And then there's the squatter ones, and then even some, I think, in between. There's about 3 different shapes that you can pick from. Additionally, they can have different weapons, and I think that's really cool too. That being said, they do fit certain ones. So this guy, right, a little bit thicker. Then they have people like this person, which is, as you can see, oh, well, as you can see now, it's unblurred, quite thinner. So that's super cool. Now, right now, these are literally just kind of like I just kind of placed them on there, right? So it's not quite. I didn't bother puttying them on because they just kind of fit on there. I did putty this one on because of the two different arms, but as you can see, again, a different kind of body type, but also different weapons. Right, in this case, they got like almost like a flintlock pistol and what looks to be is that a stick grenade? I don't know. I don't think it's like a mace thing, but maybe it is. I'd have to look at the art. They do have art for all these guys, by the way, but there are other weapons, right? So they can have a sword, right? At least two of them can. You can have another flintlock pistol. You have one that looks like it's just a fist, and now I've probably lost it forever. Just a fist. I'll look at the carpet later. You got a whole lot of these, right? Which again, by the way, we have the basing to make it dynamic, which is super cool. But you have guns like that, but then you also have let's see, this big old gun. Now they only have one of these, but as you can see, it is a much bigger gun. It's got like the ammo up here, and this is like a huge thing. In fact, the person that's holding it is like leaning back, right? Like this is a big gun that they're shooting here. Very, very cool. So yeah, these minis ended up cool. And again, like I even like the difference here. See how much more stuff is like on this guy than that? Like it just the belts have all this stuff here, right? There's like wrappings and stuff here, and the frayed leggings here. But then you can also, I love that he's like holding the magazine there. I think that's cool. So then they have guns here that don't have the blade at the end, bayonet or whatever. Very cool. These are super cool minis, and I really do like them. They're incredible. So anyway, that's Olden Games. Now, they do sell these. Again, I'll link down in the description below to Olden Games. They sell all the different factions, all the different minis. They got it all, like everything. So you are not too late. You don't have to have a 3D printer. They will ship you the minis. Depending on how you want to equip some guys, you might magnetize, you might putty, or you might glue. Either one is totally fine. You can get multiple packs. And then equip them differently as well if you need to, of course. Most of them, though, are just, straight minis you can use right out of the gate, which is awesome. They have other stuff as well. Olden Games looks like they 3D print quite a bit, and we'll ship it to you. So feel free to take a look there, especially if you want to have like a larger mini to paint like a really nice piece. They have those there. They also have some subscription boxes. I might get one of those and show them off to you. Essentially every month they just send you like, hey, here's a whole bunch of fantasy minis, or here's some sci-fi minis, stuff like that. But either way, thank you for watching. This was a fun unboxing. I was super excited because again, these minis are just so cool, and I really wanted to show them off and take a look at them myself. I'm excited to actually play this as well. Obviously need to get another faction. I'll be working on that, and I'll let you guys know what I think. If you have played this, let me know. If you have gotten these minis, let me know. If you backed Trench Crusade, let me know. If you'd like me to go ahead and end the video, well, I'm doing that right now. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Obviously, all the likes, comments, subscribes, Patreon, YouTube members, all that stuff helps a lot. Keeps this channel independent so I can talk freely about what it is I'm looking at, that you're not just watching some advertisement or something like that. And yeah, honestly though, this one, I'm excited. These are really nice. The quality is just, it's really good. Like, I'm actually quite impressed. So anyway, that's it. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye, guys.